Okay, I wanted to go over with you guys how to write PICRA, and I kind of already got started and remembered I wanted to record it, so let's just kind of discuss this. I'll backtrack a little bit. Yesterday, my clients had their home inspection as well as their termite and moisture inspection, and I have both of those reports pulled up here. Now, remember, termite and moisture inspection, any treatment or repairs that need to be done falls underneath the cap. However, I always include it on my PICRA because it frees up that amount of money from the cap, and it just kind of gives me an extra assurance that it is going to be done. So this is the home inspection report that you will receive from AmeriSpec. And as you see, we have red items here. These, when you have your clients there, Joe, the home inspector, is always going to talk to your clients to let them know what they see and give them recommendations. Joe is always very careful to make sure that everything that he recommends is done by a qualified professional, usually personalizing in that particular area. So in addition to my clients, they did find termite damage in the condo. It wasn't extensive, but it was definitely there, and it is a cause for concern for my clients, as well as there was some water stains in the attic, which shows that there was some water damage at some point. So my clients, in addition to asking for the treatments to be done, they are also asking for the seller to have a licensed structural engineer assess the condo to make sure that these two incidents that have occurred, the water damage and the termites, have not caused any compromise in the integrity of the unit. And so that is the verbiage I have right here. Seller to have licensed structural engineer assess condo unit to determine if moisture damage noted in attic and ceiling, termite damage noted in garage and baseboards of lower levels, as well as any other damage not noted, has compromised the integrity of the home. By wording it like this, I am specifically calling out those two things, but also calling out anything that I may not be aware of so that we can get an extensive report from the structural engineer. Now, this isn't a normal thing that happens. However, you have to do what right by your clients. If they're requesting it, we got to type it up. And then I always include seller to have whatever the pest control company is complete all treatments/repairs for whatever their report is finding. And we're going to actually take this out because I don't want to specifically say for termites, because if there's any moisture damage, then I want that to be in there as well. So seller to have complete all treatment repairs, and we're just going to say as noted in report and provide clear letter. This basically removes it from that cap, that 1% cap repairs, and it ties it into this. Now, a good listing agent will just cross this out and push it back over to the cap repair, so don't be surprised if that happens. But if it is a part of the home inspection report, it frees up that cap. So if there's appraisal required repairs that would normally, in conjunction with the termite moisture repairs, be more than what the cap, because we removed that, it frees up that amount of money. I hope all of that makes sense to you all. Make more sense when you actually start doing it. So right now I'm just kind of going back and forth to make sure that I get all their stuff that they're asking for, because this isn't a very extensive red item list. So they are asking for everything that is red item to be resolved. So it's not a lot. It looks kind of like a lot, but it's really not a lot. So we're going to start here right at the top where it says garage door seal is damaged on right side, recommend replacement. So with this particular situation, we're just going to ask for a licensed contractor, and that's exactly how we type that in here. So I'm going to know how to type. It does not need to be capitalized, even though I did. And we always say repair, replace. And the reason why we do that, because it may be something that just needs to be repaired and it may need to be replaced, but we want to put both options out there so that we get what needs to happen, and we want that qualified professional to do it. And we're going to say the seal from garage door noted to be, and I believe the word he used was damaged, noted to be damaged. Damaged right side. And then we always put the reference. By putting the reference in, there's no question as to what we're looking at, and they can make an easy, quick notation back to the home inspection report. And so now we're going to move on to the electrical panel. Now it says excessive erosion and rust was observed in the main panel on breakers, which is possibly safety hazard. Recommend review by a qualified professional for repair replacement as necessary. So this is why we don't just copy and paste, because it says recommend review by qualified professional for repair replacement. It's not actually asking them to repair or replace it. So that's why we have to make sure that when we do this, we want to make sure that we're asking for it properly. Now, you can copy and paste, but you just need to make sure that you change it around. So we're going to say seller to have licensed electrician repair/replace. And then we're going to go back here and we're going to look at Joe's verbiage. Excessive corrosion and rust observed on main panel breaker, on the main panel. Excessive corrosion and rust observed on main panel breaker. On main panel, okay, excuse me, in the main panel on the breakers. So let me fix that. In main panel on the breakers. And so you want to be specific at the same time. See, and we have this little note right here where it says indication of moisture in the panel, and these are huge concerns. This is why my clients want the structural engineer involved, because whatever, like this particular home, the panel was in the master bedroom against the exterior wall where windows are, so it could just be damage from the windows, or it could be the damage from the attic because there was extensive water damage up there. So it's important that we have everything checked out, so especially with them because they're buying at the top of the market, even slightly above. So we want to make sure that they're getting everything, that they're comfortable with their purchase. So we're going to put our reference, main electrical panel 6.2. And then we're just going to keep moving on and keep going down the list. So now we're looking at exhaust venting for the heating system. Loose connection observed, missing nut on safety bolt. This is safety concern. Recommend security, tightening safety screw at the vent connection. All right, so this really isn't that big of a deal. It says literally it's missing a nut on the safety bolt. So is it a little petty for us to ask it? That's going to be determined by the buyer and the seller at this point. But if we're going to have somebody up there anyways, might as well have a licensed professional go ahead and do this versus somebody else doing it and doing it wrong. So we're going to say licensed HVAC technician because we're dealing with the heating system. So seller to have licensed HVAC technician, repair/replace, that's our favorite word. Go back over here to get our verbiage. Loose connections observed, excuse me, loose connection observed, missing nut, and we'll put that parenthesis in there as well. Missing nut on safety bolt. And then 7.2 exhaust venting. All right, now we're looking at the water heater. So this is also going to be an HVAC technician. Loose connections, recommend adding safety screws. So it's pretty much going to be almost the exact same verbiage. Seller to have licensed HVAC technician. Replace favorite words. Loose connections. And we can even put this, recommend adding safety screws at each safety connection. Observe. Let's see. This is the water heater. He usually puts a little bit more verbiage in here. We'll just put a semicolon and we'll add this. This is the one time I'm gonna allow y'all to cut and paste. All right. It does make it easier for typing. It's a little funky though because of the way that the things are. Oops. And then we get our reference. 9.3, flue venting. And as you see, I'm putting spaces between each item because I want them to see the full separation. We don't want anything to get lost. Now this one, evidence of pests. All right, so we're talking about the trim work that was shows the evidence of the pest control. So this is basically him calling that out. So this is going to be kind of redundant for us to put that in here, but we're going to do it anyways because this is what our buyers want. This is also, it showed no moisture at the time, but there has been leaks there. So we're going to consult the seller about that. So we want to know what's basically going on with this. Windows in the front entry near stairs, not tempered glass, safety glass, recommend review by loss. So window near the front entry should be tempered safety glass, and it's not. So that's what they're asking for as well. So we're going to start here. What we're going to do is we're going to also add it to what I'll do. Also, now you know what? Let's keep it separate. Let's keep it separate. So we're going to have seller to have licensed contractor repair, replace, damaged trim, all damaged trim, all damaged trim located in the lower entryway and closet, located but not limited to lower entryway closet after home has been properly treated by preferred pest control So to have licensed contractor repair, replace all damaged trim located but not limited to lower entryway and closet after a home has been properly treated by preferred pest control company. The reason why we said it this way is, for one, we want the treatment to be done first, and if they come in and repair it first, then the pest control company may not treat, it may not be the same guy coming out to do the treatment. So we want to make sure that everything gets treated like it's supposed to and that the damage is repaired afterwards. Honestly, the damage wasn't very extensive as far as like visibly being able to see, but again, we work for our buyers and it's up to them to feel comfortable with everything that's going on. Put that in there, and if the seller wants to counter it, then we'll just kind of go from there. All right, seller to have, so this is kind of where we're going to where the structural engineer is going to come in as well for checking the integrity of the ceilings and stuff like that. But what we'll also do is we're going to ask for a licensed contractor to come out there and assess it, just to make sure that its integrity is still in place and doesn't need to be replaced. Actually, I have a friend who does contracting work like this, and one of the things that he had me do when I was experiencing water damage with one of the properties I was living in, if you take a pen or a pencil and you push it against the drywall, if the pen kind of freely goes through it, then that drywall needs to be replaced. It may dent it a little, but it should not be able to push through it. So there is a way for them to be able to check these things, and that's basically what we're going to ask them to do. So we're going to say seller to have licensed contractor repair, replace any / all damaged drywall, any / all damaged drywall observed in great room, bathrooms, and hallway. Yeah, so observed to have previous water damage, including but not limited to the kitchen, great room. We'll put both bathrooms, that's what it said, right? And hallway. And the reason why I say any / all, because if it needs to be replaced, we want it replaced. If it doesn't need to be replaced, then we're fine with that, but we want another person's opinion in the matter and to make sure that we're determining that it is still structurally sound and this is not going to cause them issues later. That is 10.2. Back over here to the report. Water in front entry, window in front entry needs tempered glass. Okay, recommend licensed contractor to repair, replace window in front entry. Replace window in entry. Right, that's our words. Tempered / safety glass. And this is probably one of those things where the seller is going to be like, no, I'm not replacing that window, which I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't replace it if it was me, but windows. So as you notice, we're towards the bottom line. If you keep typing, it will keep taking it in there. However, it will not show up when you go to print it. So you are technically out of space once you get here. You have a whole second page. So when you get close like this, I recommend just going down here to the second page and continuing on. So we're going to go We're almost finished. Right, so the bathtub, the stem pack leaked under, observed at cold water valve in master bathroom. Tile edges of shower tub, so we're just gonna ask for a licensed plumber to resolve this. Seller, oops, gotta type. Seller, yeah, licensed plumber, repair, base. Stem pack leak observed at cold water valve in master bathroom. We're gonna misspell stuff. And this is the only time I'm going to recommend that you do and, because it is two things underneath the exact same category, and we're going to have it properly caulked. And here, please. Tile edges of the tub, shower walls, in the master bathroom should be caulked to prevent moisture penetration. We're just going to have to change that, put caulk. Caulk tiles, tile edges of bathtub shower walls. Tile edges of bathtub shower walls. Moisture penetration. And 12.13a. Soda licensed plumber, repair, replace, stem package, packing leak observed at cold water valve and in master bathroom, and licensed plumber caulked tile edges of bathtub and shower walls to prevent moisture penetration. Okay, moving on. Exhaust fence, fan located in a hall bathroom and properly venting into attic vent. Recommend extending ceiling into proper. Okay. This can also be done by a plumber. Sorry, I forgot to put my phone on silent. Licensed plumber, air, replace, fan located in hall bathroom and properly venting into attic passive. Fan located in hall bathroom properly venting into attic passive vent. So that's 12.8b. Exhaust fans. Moving. Disconnected truss framing board of reserve. So we're just going to have a licensed contractor do this one. Oh, I thought I lost everything. That scared me. Let me go ahead and save. stuff happens like that, you get scared. All right, so to have licensed contractor repair, replace, move my pages over, disconnected truss framing board observed. Disconnected truss framing board. And our notations are 15.1 attic framing, loose missing sections of insulation over kitchens, just securing or replacing essential. Okay. You can have a licensed contractor do this or an HVAC technician do this. So we're just going to put licensed contractor. It's a little bit more affordable. Maybe. Sections of insulation observed in that. I keep trying to put an E on attic. For kitchen. So licensed contractor repair, replace missing loose section of insulation observed in attic over kitchen. And that is 15.3 attic insulation. 15.3 attic insulation. And that, my friends, is the extent of that report. So a little bit of extra verbiage I want to add here. All repair work orders. Now let's do it like this. All repairs to be completed 3 days prior to closing. All invoices of completed work. We're going to say invoices and reports of completed work and assessments to be provided 3 days prior. All repairs to be completed 3 days prior to closing, and all invoices / reports of completed work and assessments to be provided 3 days prior to closing. 3 days prior to closing. And the reason why we're doing that is because we want to make sure I may even add a little bit in here. Findings. Findings may be subject to a second PICRA. The reason why I'm doing this is because, like, if the damage is really bad and we find out 3 days prior to closing, that might lose our ability to have them do anything. But by saying findings may be subject to a second PICRA, this is saying, hey, we want this to be done. It's important for us to know what's going on so that we know how we want to continue. So we have everything typed up. Everything looks great. No crazy misspellings or anything like that. All repairs to be completed 3 days prior to closing, and all invoices / reports of completed work and assessments to be provided 3 days prior to closing. And voila. We save that, we set it up for signatures, and then you send it over to your clients to sign. And then you're going, once you get those signatures back, you're going to submit it over to the listing agent. with a copy of both the termite and moisture report as well as the home inspection report, and keep it moving. And it opens up a negotiation period for an additional 5 days. Hopefully it does not take that long, because once y'all have decided on the repairs to be done, you want to make sure that the appraisal gets ordered so that there's no delay in closing. And other than that, if you guys have any questions, please let me know. I definitely hope that this has helped you guys out and helping y'all write y'all's PICRA repairs and keep making that money. I like it. All right. Thank you.